Our guest on the program is in charge of operations at Dana Air. He responds to the complaints of passengers while adducing reasons for some of them.
The passenger complaints, I look at them, they're very genuine. I'm not saying, that any passenger will lie about any situation that he or she had experienced. The baggage loss, for example, is not very common in Nigeria because we do point to point. The only thing that could have happened, maybe this passenger has checked in very late and he or she probably made the flight and the bag, for one reason or the other, did not make it. But even then, it is still a very remote situation because if your bag does not go with you on our flight or any flight in Nigeria, you will have to be offloaded. We have delays because of weather purely, and this kind of a year, when there's a upsurge of passengers in all the systems, you will have children, you have more bags than normal that will be coming in, and we have to take care of all these issues, within the stipulated time that we'd already allotted, when things were normal. It's okay the way things are, now, but we have to squeeze all the flights together. Now, maybe one airline, for example, was handling 1,000, now you're handling like about 3,000 or 4,000 passengers and all this you still have to do within the allotted time, for the turnaround for these flights. So that is the problem with the delay. You'll find out that the airlines will still do their best to satisfy all the passengers, so that may also be part of the delay. When we're talking about passengers, we're talking about adult passengers. Now you're talking about putting the children in the mix, and especially infants. And the infants will have their own challenges also, their own needs. The weather now, we're looking at the Harmattan weather. It's manageable the way it is now. It has not actually caused any great delays in our system, but that is also what we're looking at. Early morning to Port Harcourt, once there's a delay there, it affects all the other subsequent flights during the day, so that's the problem also, not only with Dana, but with all the other airlines. Fuel cost is about 25% of our cost, and we pay how much the international flights also pay. The expenses in aviation in this country are in foreign exchange. The Nigerians are paying in Naira and Kobo. And in fact, I will still say aviation in Nigeria is still the cheapest in the world, and I'll tell you that, and I can defend that. From Lagos to Abuja, for example, it's a 55-minute flight. You can look at a 55-minute flight in the US and tell me exactly how much you're going to be paying, or in UK, or in anywhere else in the world. It is going to be a lot more than $80 that some of them are paying. The exchange rate, for example, if you want to go from here to Abuja, it's about 28,000, 29,000 naira. It will even be cheaper in some other months, during the year. Now, because of the influx of Nigerians from around the world and the season, yes, of course, we have fewer seats for the number of passengers that are available. So the airlines have a chance, to make some money. But in other months of the year, when there are not very many passengers, when the load is down, the ticket price comes down to like about 22, 23. You can even get it below 20,000 naira. We in the airline industry, in any country, you look at the population of a country, at least the statistics says, 17% of that population should actually be flying. If you look at the 17% of Nigerian population, nobody knows what our population is. If you say 180 million, look at 17% of 180 million. Now we're talking about very close to like about 34 million people and all that. which I know we're not. And you don't get 34 million people flying in Nigeria. If you can get as many of those to fly, you'll find out that the cost will come down, and it will be very sustainable for airlines. Airlines struggle because they don't really have consistency in passenger load over the year, and things change a lot from the fuel cost to all the other costs like the regulatory, oversight, and we pay so much to be able to stay in business. All the money we pay are in foreign exchange, that's what I just said, and but we only make money in Naira and Kobo. It is not helpful.